And hello, everybody! Welcome back to another Wednesday night here on the Dot Lot, where we're going to roll some dice and possibly successfully have another heist. Well, I was going to say, okay, we can die today.
And possibly die.
The stakes are high. Let's just say that. The stakes are high tonight here on the Purloin Code. Let's quickly go around. You guys tell us who you are and who you're playing, and we're going to start with JB.
Hi, I'm JB, also known as Drop the Die, at Drop the Die on Twitter. And tonight I'll be playing Hanovi Hama, the muscle of the group, the unstoppable force who doth gut people and such and stuff. Currently he's loaded for bear. He has a full 6-point kit with all kinds of crazy stuff in it. So if things, go belly up, it's going to be pretty rough. It's going to get loud in here.
It's gonna get loud in here. There's some hope that I think it gets loud. I can hear it in your voice. There's this little what?
Thus far, everything's gone great. I have no problems with plans going off without a hitch. Just kind of walk in. Hey, what's up, guys? We're taking this one. All right, later.
Okay, we're just gonna drug all of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Shh, go to sleep, Mr. Clark.
Sleep.
Go to sleep. Adelaide.
Yes, I'm Adelaide on Adelaide Gardner, Adelaide everywhere on the internet, playing Midge, Slip Ryle, the captain of this fine establishment, and your tour guide for today. I'm the mechanic. I am the mechanic and the captain, and I am the elder sister to my fine, handsome young gentleman brother down there. I too am kitted out. She's very small, but she's strappy, I guess. Just loaded down with just meaningless shit. I didn't bring anything useful, really.
So we're all here.
What are mechanics
We're in the middle of a heist. It's fine.
I got a monkey wrench.
I have a monkey?
Oh my. We're gonna move straight down, actually. That makes it your turn, Trooper. Who are you?
What?
Who are you playing?
I am Trooper SJP, and I am playing the pilot of this crew, Dev Wallflower Ryle. But we all know that the crew is we're all really NPCs, and the real star is Teddy, our little bot who hangs out. Just being friendly with doing all the goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Am I loaded for bear? I don't know. I think I'm loaded for emotional heartbreak at the moment. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Probably live somehow. Maybe.
Probably fine pouring my emotions out on the internet in front of these people.
I mean, that's totally different for Dev. He's never done this ever.
No. Oh.
It's so unexpected.
So unexpected. What? So, yeah, we're in the middle of a heist, and it's going to go well. And, yep, going to go well. I'm actually a bit more worried after the heist is over when conversations are going to have to happen, clearly. Oh.
Wow. The angst tonight is high, everybody. If you were here last night for Witch Girls, the teenage angst was at an ultimate high. And tonight, I feel like our space angst is catching up pretty quickly.
Which is more angsty, teenage angst or space angst?
Oh, that's situational.
Speaking of
angsty
situations,
exactly.
We haven't rescued the ex-boyfriend yet, so not too angsty just yet. It'll get there.
That's a matter of perspective.
Jason, introduce yourself and your angsty character.
I am Jason TD and DDM for Twitterverse, and soon to be D3 at Sea, 5th edition gaming cruise coming next year in October, of which the lovely Dot will be one of our DMs. I play Janus Deadeye Volkar, and I'm currently enjoying the company of a lovely individual as a distraction to help aid my team.
It wasn't Large
Joyce.
Marge.
It was
Joyce.
old.
Yes.
It was a large Marge.
It's old Joyce. Yes, old Joyce. And yeah, I don't want my loyalty questioned after this.
That's right. You and old Joyce are drinking ancient wild turkey, if I believe.
Yes, we are.
The delicate drink that is. Yeah, thank you guys out there for those bits. I am obviously very excited to jump in tonight. I'm Dot. I'm glad you guys are all here. Know that if you want to support the channel, there are multiple ways to do that. If you're liking what you're seeing, hit the follow button so that you can know every time and show up and get to see us angst all over the place. If you want to help us get more angsty and or more dramatic and or cause more problems for us, you can fill the little circle there at the top. It's already been started. Thanks, Krellin, for showing us all how that's done. You can give bits and tips and support in all kinds of ways, and when you do, it fills that meter, and once it's full, things happen. Not to mention, every bit and tip that you give goes back into these amazing people so that we can feed our critters and ourselves. Anything else? Oh yeah, important little thing, you know, that Jason just like scrolled over. Hey, thanks. Another example of that. I'm gonna be going on a cruise in a year, which is pretty cool. If you want to come on a cruise and you want to play some D&D with me, you can do both of those things. So yeah, D3 on the sea, baby. Look it up. Go check out Jason's channel or his Twitter, and it'll have all the information. I'm gonna be posting more stuff about it as we go along. So,
what's the third D? Dungeons, Dragons, and
dice.
Diphtheria.
Dice.
Dungeons, Dragons, and dice on the sea.
Okay, it's just
3 Ds.
You have contracted dysentery.
You could have went with diving.
Yeah.
You could have went with any number of other things.
Just so you know, Trooper, you're uninvited because you're not helping sell tickets.
no, it'll be really good. Come on, it's just like Oregon Trail.
Sure.
Oh my god, it's so cute. I'll also tell you, if you subscribe to the channel, you get a slew of brand new emotes, including, for the month of October, just for all of you, the Spoopy Dot. It's spoopy. It's so spoopy. So if you want to spoop all over the internet, you can subscribe. And when you do, you get a little spoopy ghost to go share about. Now, this is not going to be a spoopy episode, I'll be honest. Maybe when we get closer to Halloween. But we're not there yet, because you guys are in the middle of a heist. Last game, you finally left the planet's surface, and got back to what you know best. Into space you went. And you planned your first major heist, at least on screen. And you've decided as a group to go rescue the coding kind of hacker person that was whispered to you to be somebody of import and that might be able to tell you what was going on with the original hard drive and the virus that infected the military vessel. More importantly, our lovely Slip found out that through some pretty solid hacking skills that he also wrote a manifesto posted deep in kind of the dark web of this universe, and he basically said that the president is technically all a lie. It's a front for an artificial intelligence that was brought here thousands of years ago by the humans, and it is in a desperate attempt to correct the issues of this place, this universe. It has taken over and is using humans as a front. Other conspiracy theories abound, but that was the one that caught Slip's attention most, and off they went. The plan is they put in a false medical request to vaccinate all of the security guards aboard this top secret, not government funded prison where this hacker was. They also found out that somebody else was here. And to get the information they needed to actually plan this heist, an addition was added on to it. And that was, they had to also return another person along with it. You want to tell us who that was there, Dev?
Why are you asking me? I feel like, what? Oh, it's, no one?
Mm-hmm.
The scoundrel who broke my brother's heart.
Oh!
The angst.
a famous hover car racer who is handsome and roguish and famous and all the rage in all the universe, and apparently also now in a top secret prison run by pirates.
No biggie. It's fine.
For maybe having caused an accident or something that killed, like, it's a little vague what the news has to say. That he caused the deaths of people because of an explosion having to do with the race somehow. But I'm sure that's not true, whatever it was. I'm sure it was all a misunderstanding. But he's in a super creepy secret prison, y'all.
And the heist went off relatively without a hitch, due to quite a few bonuses that you guys get, both for the additional planning, taking the risk to get the plans, being bold in your approach, as well as the bonus you get for your ship for heist. You guys are at a bonus 3 die for everything that you roll, or when we start out for this heist, which is pretty grand, if I do say so myself. And you guys slipped in. Janice made a bold move to befriend the head security officer, meaning the head pirate woman, named Old Joyce. And he's getting her a little drunk right now. And the first part, which was known as the deception piece of this heist, has gone off without a hitch. The security officers begin to become vaccinated one at a time. The, I guess, drug that you're giving them takes a few minutes to start really reenacting. So you are enacting in the body. So you are able to get a few of them in and out. Now, I believe it was Dev and Midge who were, no, it was Hanovi and Midge that were delivering the vaccinations, correct? Over here in the medical bay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Dev is giving them a look over to see if any of these prisoners might have some kind of infection we might need to take a closer look at.
Oh, I see.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Wow. Well, the only prisoner you see on the second floor of this prison,
Yes.
of course, is the single one and only Wesley, who holds a private cell apart from the rest of the prisoners here in this chamber. Wesley was never really described to you, just that he was, or is, in existence. But Wesley is actually a very large space slug that is being held in some kind of gravitational cylindrical containment unit in the center of this area. So that's, at this floor, the only prisoner that you see. The security officers seem pretty normal. They don't question anything that you're doing. Now, Deb, you were downstairs next to your old friend here, right? Which is the yellow box that I marked.
Right by the control mechanism that would open up gates, and also on the same floor as Janice, who's
Correct.
indisposed at the moment.
Who's actually been walking this exterior. I was about to say, I can kind of show you guys. I'll do a different color line, something bold. So Janice has been kind of on this side. This is the back wall of the prison cells themselves, which of course are these little tiny slices of pie that none of you get. And you're welcome. And in the center there is a single security guard who I believe was being taken up. So
Yes.
it was basically just Janice, Old Joyce. These security officers near the north side have already been vaccinated and are back on their post. There is one here and of course one here, but they cannot see you. There are walls between you and them. And that of course goes out to the docking bay.
And we ended with, Choss making some noise and Dev putting his hand behind him against the glass wall, and Choss putting his hand on the other side of the glass wall so that he wouldn't, cause a ruckus and maybe, cause violence to happen.
That's true, because the surprise of seeing you here was quite a lot, I think. And you didn't roll so well, if I remember correctly. Let's check that last roll, shall we?
I think I rolled well enough. I got that distraction going.
Okay, you got a 3. You did. You did. His hand is against yours on the other side of the glass. We're going to move into the second portion of the heist. This is the infiltration piece. The part where you have to not only keep up your deception, but you have to actually, do the thing, which is infiltrate and get the prisoner out. Yeah. I'd like to cut to Janice. Janice. Old Joyce has had about half this bottle, if you let her, of ancient wild turkey. Probably the last bottle in existence.
Yep.
And she's drinking it like it is Kool-Aid on a Sunday parade. And she kind of lets out less than ladylike belch. And she says, "Oh, that's good. Where did you get that?"
Oh, right. Found it in a bit of a wreckage. Me and my family was on a bit of a
Family,
vacation.
you got a wife?
Oh, hell no. Can't tie me down.
Yeah. She
Well,
gives
you
you a
can.
very tough punch on the arm. Wait, and then she backs up. Oh, yeah? You know, I'm a trained pirate. I know a lot about knots.
So I hear. This is quite the establishment that you've got.
It takes brains and brawn to run a place like this. Who do you think
What?
negotiated that contract with all those hoity-toity military types?
Oh yeah. So you guys work with the military? That's a bit odd.
I don't work with them. They work for me.
Hey, I see. You ever work with what's that lot's name? Yeah. I heard whispers of this group called the High Mafia. You ever do work with
She
them?
snatches the bottle and takes a swig and hands it back to you, and she says, "I wouldn't work with them ever. There is no amount of money in this galaxy makes me want to work with them. They're just begging for trouble. Rebels is what they are." She says, "And I'm a pirate at heart."
Oh, okay. So what exactly are the High Mafia rebelling against?
Everything. Everything that has made life in this galaxy worth living for. I may not like the military, but I recognize that their existence has allowed me to prosper.
Right, you got nothing but crazies in here, right? Like full on psychopathic killers
I don't
and
ask about who the prisoners are. I just watch them.
Gotcha. Yep. I can totally understand that wee bit of anonymity.
She gets unnaturally close. Her large body touches yours, and she kind of backs you up against a wall a little bit. And she says, "You're asking..." She does that locker lean. "You're asking a lot of questions there, Janice."
Right, well, I figure if we're going to be spending a wee bit of time together, particularly in the fashion that I think you have in mind, then it'd be best if we got to know each other at least a wee bit.
Oh, you're one of those sentimental types.
I don't like to show it, but yeah, maybe a wee bit in my heart.
All right, fine, I'll hold your hand. But I only cuddle after.
It's totally understandable. But I tell you what, just for your safety and mine, how about we get this vaccination out of the way? And they did give me, since you were taking me on the full grand tour, your dose that I'd be happy to administer. And get you
She
taken care of.
unbuckles her belt,
Oh, Christ.
turns around, and reveals a single, very large butt cheek.
Right, normally
She's like-
administered through the arm, but I suppose
She goes,
this is a special case.
She goes, it acts faster that way.
Right, let's get on it then. And jab her in the butt.
she lets out a little bit of a growl over her shoulder at you. She pulls the pants up rather slowly, and definitely not charismatically. And you have vaccinated her. It will take a few minutes for it to react, but with that and the amount of alcohol, yeah, my private chat right now, I have to turn it off. With that and the alcohol that she's had, she's so kind of loosey-goosey that she doesn't even button her pants. The belt gold clatters on her uniform as she grabs your hand and begins leading you back around. You guys kind of continue the walk. Oh my goodness. Oh, thanks, Crit Rit, which for that host. And you, the camera cuts over to the medical chamber where Hanovi and Midge, you have a moment between your next patient.
All the lights are making Hanovi yawn.
The fluorescent's like.
Are there any? There's still the guard with us, right? Or did he go down?
No, they're like taking shifts 2 at a time, and they're coming and going and coming and going.
Okay.
You do know that they are riding the elevator up pretty regularly, so it's not like you're only getting a couple minutes between each one.
Okay.
You vaccinated probably 5 or 6 of them at this point. Definitely the 2 near the door. That were first. They were first up. The guy in the middle came up after them, and then they begin sending a few others to you. Some of them are coming out of these additional rooms in the back, as if these are being used to like probably hold goods. There may be some kind of barracks back here for like shift changeover or something. So they are coming from back here, but the 2 of you are located in this back northwestern like corner room. This is the medical facility.
How many guys y'all got in here? There's a lot.
Midge, you're smart enough to probably have started counting. So far, you've counted between all of them about 10. It's your guess.
That's not as many as I was thinking. Okay.
10?
Okay.
10 is what you've laid eyes on.
Okay.
10 is what you've laid eyes on, more than likely, from start to finish. And that includes Old Joyce.
Okay.
But the station itself is not that big. We know they're more out in ships, right?
Yes.
Yes. You know that this is inside a single asteroid in a larger asteroid belt. The ships dock on these asteroids to keep hidden, so there are probably quick troops nearby, yes. But as from what you can tell here, there were only 2 ships in the bay, plus yours.
I mean, while we're standing here, I know Midge is probably a little better at it, but I don't want to speak very much. But I do want to size up this singular chamber where our man is secluded. I imagine they're probably going to try and get him out for us last, or not at all. With his xenoanatomy, we have no idea. It's
true. So you wait for that timing. You, after having done about 2 or 3 of these rounds, you kind of picked up how quickly it takes the elevator to come up and down. And in between the break of letting the last ones off, you come through 2 sets of doors out onto the platform that actually overlooks this cylindrical chamber. Now, what's interesting about it is this dark gray area you see around it. I'll mark it for ease sake. This piece, like all of this in here, is it drops out and down into the depths of the asteroid itself that all of this is like burrowed into. It is, you can't access it from all sides, only the platform itself that leads to it. There is one way in, one way out. If you would like maybe to learn, I mean, actually you tell me, what are you trying to figure out from your little trek into this room? Yeah.
I'm gonna lean over to one of the guards as they're kind of coming and going and like gesture to the weird slug in the tube and say, I mean, we got to get him covered, but you guys got a plan for that? I might could just dunk it in there or something, you know?
This guy has like a furrowed brow, and he's kind of like, he's not gonna get vaccinated. He doesn't come out. And
Well, I mean, it's up to you, but
it's
this
not up to me.
virus-
It's up to old Joyce.
well, you know, I know old Joyce is not here right now, and this virus that we just encountered off this planet, I mean, it's pretty dangerous. I
He goes,
think
I don't even have the security level to open that.
yeah, well, I do, so
Well, then why are you asking me to open it?
because I don't know the protocol. I'm not from here.
I don't have the code.
Okay, but get the code. Get the code.
Okay, you're gonna have to really actually try to persuade him to do this. 'Cause
Okay,
this is-
I can command him. Yeah.
Yeah, try to command him.
Stand on my enemy.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Are you
I have the
scarier than old
clearance.
Joyce?
Well, I don't have the code. Go get the code.
Do you, by the way, just side note, when we did our research and we know that the control booth down on that first floor controls the cells, do they control only the cells downstairs and not upstairs, or both?
Upstairs is on a different circuit.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay. Okay. Risky. Control desperate.
This is desperate because you kind of got caught a little bit. This is desperate.
Okay.
But the outcome would be great, which is that he's going to go down and try to see if he can find the code, believing that you are, in fact, who you say you are.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
Are you persuading or threatening?
I'm commanding. I'm commanding him. So we're giving him an order and hoping he takes it.
All right, I will take a stress to assist.
Okay.
I also have scary. There is an air of menace and danger obvious to even the most unobservant. You gain potency when trying to intimidate someone if done blah blah blah.
Okay.
But just that's how I'm selling it, just looming.
You're just kind of looming behind me, like.
Like I did not come to this fucking place to argue with you about, you know.
About a code. Okay. Yeah, he kind of
Without
looks up
saying
and he's like, okay. Roll it up, Midge. You get that
Okay.
that benefit.
A 4.
Okay. Okay.
It's the worst it could be.
It's not the worst it could be. Let me show
Worst
everybody
good?
at home. I realize that you guys are still on the map. Hang on. Let's switch that off for you so that you can see the roll. Okay. So, yeah. You rolled a 4. Not too bad. He's definitely... There is a hesitancy. He kind of, like, looks at Hanover, looks at you, is like, you were talking about protocol, but this is definitely out of protocol, and he goes, he kind of rubs his arm where you've given him his thing, and he's like, I'll be back.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, okay. And he kind of like, he doesn't even turn around. He walks out of the room backwards to assure that, you know, Hanover doesn't eat him. And he exits, and you're left alone. And Hanover gets that.
Did you see that? Did
Yeah.
you see?
Doc, can we talk about something?
Sure.
How long until this fucking dude passes out? We have like a minute. Is he gonna go down the elevator and then pass out, and we're never gonna get the code from him? Because we would know by this
Oh, we
point, right?
vaccinated with the drug. That's
yeah,
right.
you picked the guy that we had already vaccinated.
I forgot.
There'll be another round of them coming. You
I
can
thought it
just
was a
try it till it
placebo.
works.
I thought it was a placebo.
Let's just do it to everyone.
Oh, it's a placebo.
It
It's
has
not going to cure
somewhere
any
between
vaccines.
it has somewhere between a 5 to 7 minute, depending on the person's metabolism, like
Gotcha,
rate.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So yeah,
That gives us a big win.
But we are here alone in the room.
you are. And Hanover
Okay.
wanted to kind of take a peek around the area where Wesley is being held. I love that the Space Worm's name is Wesley. Good job, Chelsea. And I looked at my notes, so I was like, that's a great name for a space slug.
Space slug.
Space slug. And yeah, what are you trying to get out of your investigation in this room, Hanover?
I just wanted to see how the door opened and if it was like blast-proof glass.
It definitely is blast proof. It is not
Okay.
like, this is high security, so it's probably super duper blast proof. There is technically there's a keypad code. There's the single bridge entrance. Yeah, it's locked pretty tight, but it is glass. I say glass. It is transparent, so you can see through all sides of it. There's a possibility, because the door on this thing, it does slide, like it's open if you get the code in. But the chamber is filled with some kind of like goo or liquid, and more than likely that was piped in from the top.
Goo or liquid piped in from the top, suspended over a hole, all the way down to the second floor. One-way walkway, in and out, blast-proof glass, keypad entry, old Joyce has the keypad. So we have communicators on. I'll
yeah.
buzz to old Janice, and I'll be like, don't kill her or anything. She has a code that we need to get this guy out. We're sending people down to get the code now.
She's like,
All you
wants
hear
that.
who's on the line, lover boy?
all you hear is a sigh, and
She's like wavering, definitely in that KO stance.
right. So, look here, love. Just in case, say we really hit it off, and like I wanted to, or I don't know, send you a birthday present. Like, is there a specific date that I would need to send it on?
Are you asking my birthday?
Well, yeah, because you never know if we really hit it off. If I wanted to treat you to something special,
You mean like come back?
well, we know that's a given already. But yeah,
She
we
like
can make a
grabs you
special
by
birthday trip.
the shirt, like lifts you up a little bit, and gets you kind of close, and she says, "Okay, my birthday. It's the 30th moon of the juniper rise."
Whatever those numbers are, I hope you
Yeah.
guys heard that.
Yeah. And you would know what the correct numerical code would be for such a date. Hanover, you hear this very drunken woman over your comms. It's very blatantly clear.
Right. So, like, do you have like a place we might be able to sort of catch a bit of respite? Go have a bit of a sit down, lie down kind of thing.
She's like, "Oh yeah, I got a spot. Come here." And she leads you to the elevator. You take it up with two more guards.
Dev just watches them go up, like, the awkward person standing downstairs waiting.
And they kind of rise and go up to the second floor. I'll say this, Janice, she leads you to this room at the end that nobody's been to yet. This one here. And beep boops in a code. And they slide open. She falls face first in. The two guards go, "What was that?"
Right.
The doors keep trying to slide closed. on her
We've
body.
been imbibing in a wee bit of alcohol. There's a little bit left. If you fellas would like to split it.
They haven't seen you yet. They went the opposite direction, so
Oh,
they're
bullshit.
they're over here. You're actually you're in the doorway. She collapsed inside the doorway of the.
Right. So yeah, I will. I will move her to the bed.
Yeah. You see in this room, this seems to be there's a vault in here, which will make this all the more fun.
Shit.
And yeah, you open up. There's a giant black vault in front of you. And oh, I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, I'm not even showing you the map anymore. Thank you for reminding me. Here we go. Yeah. So let me show you that again. So they're on the northernmost end of the room, these security guys. Janice came back here to go into what he probably thought was a closet with old Joyce. But when the doors slide open, she passes out in the middle of these sliding doors, and inside is a giant black vault. I'm guessing you want to try to move her body, is what you were saying.
Yes. What type of dice roll will it take?
You tell me. How are you moving her?
Scramble.
I will definitely be using
Just
some
roll
sort
her.
of scramble.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's just quick see here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll scramble it. I would say if you're not wanting these guys to see you, these other security guys, it would be a bit desperate. But the outcome would be pretty standard, which is that the body disappears. Like, you guys
What?
hide.
So standard, and I am going to definitely exert myself with this.
Okay, nice. And if it goes
And I'm
well
gonna
for
burn a
you-
gambit.
I was about to say,
If
yeah,
it's a
burn
desperate
it.
roll.
Yep. I knew you were gonna say that. All right, a 4. On the 4, she is significantly heavier than you expected. And in the scramble, you managed to get her inside the door. But they do see you. And they kind of go, "Hey, what are you doing?" And you can hear them walking your direction, like towards the the sliding doors.
Oh, right. Yeah, apologies. Me and old Joyce having a bit of fun evening. We was having a wee bit of drink of this ancient wild turkey that I found.
Her body lets out a gaseous noise.
Fuck, she's hot, ain't she?
They both kind of like look at each other. They're gonna buy it and move on because they've got a shift to complete. And old Joyce probably doesn't really get her rocks off very often. So maybe one guy like whispers to the other, like, "Let her have, let her do her thing." And they go back. Hanovi and Midge, they come into the room with you. The camera cuts down to a very quiet deck where, on the first floor, where the prisoners lie. On the other side of a very thick piece of bulletproof glass is a bearded man, haggard and definitely been under some physical duress, probably due to malnutrition and possibly torture. And his hand is on the other side from Dev's, trying to keep the situation on lockdown. Dev, what are you up to?
Well, I'm counting the number, because I had the whole manifest and I was looking at all the information. So I'm counting the number of people who've gone upstairs to be vaccinated to try to figure out how many are left. Like, it's like I'm doing the.
Yeah, you're trying to calculate it.
Yeah.
You could actually attempt to calculate it and get like a very accurate, Rain Man style knowledge of it if you want.
I would please.
Yes. How would you like to do that?
I feel like this is study
I would agree.
because he is.
But this is a very controlled situation. You guys set this up as very controlled. It's on a loop now. So this would be a controlled situation, and the outcome would be standard.
Do I have any bonus dice?
Actually, I would say you probably do since the plan went so well. You get that +1 to the plan, which you originally got in the actual heist roll.
Thank you. 6.
Always ask for it, right? A 6.
Please.
Yeah, you
Yes, please.
start watching, trying to keep a very familiar face from outing the situation. You're pretty sure that they have the 8th one. 7 and 8 just went up. If there are 10 people on this vessel, and one includes old Joyce, there's only one left that needs to be vaccinated. There's down to 1. And you've been trying to count the minutes in your head. You've just crossed the 5-minute mark. And you're pretty sure that you hear the thud of 2 bodies on the exterior door of the, where that goes off into the docking bay. This one and this one. And they were the first to be vaccinated. So there's a possibility it's beginning to really kick in.
Okay. So looking at the maps for this asteroid, and also when we came in, did it seem as if that 10th person could be outside of those doors, or
Possibly on the docks.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, and I know that I'm going to say, because I've got nobody around me right now, right? Because
it other than the guy that's still kind of watching over his stand in the middle. He went up for his. He was
Right.
the 3rd man that went up for his vaccination, but he's not down yet. The one in the center.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, Dev is sort of standing around a little bit, just awkwardly. Like, he's clearly like a tech who's like, he's sort of like the pilot tech. He's not very exciting. He's just sort of like here for his job, leaning up
Sure.
against a wall.
Uh-huh.
But in his mind, he's calculating. He's thinking, okay, these people have passed out. I need to, how much time? In his mind, he's like, how much time before this guy goes? And once this guy goes down, he's going to immediately pull him out to the outer ring so that if you walk in that front door, you won't see him, and then move those guards out there at the front part also out, so that if that 10th person is in the docks and they come through, that person will not see unconscious bodies.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what happens. You wait it out, and all of a sudden you see him kind of sway, and he falls forward onto the kind of control panel, thumps his head, and flops to the ground, limp. The prisoners all stand.
And
They saw this go down.
Yeah,
all
and
the
I just
prisoners
sort of
stand.
gesture like one moment, right? Like to give them that kind of the sense that like maybe something's going down, but they've got to be cool.
Right, and you can hear the very faintest like, and you turn around and he's banging on the glass, but it's so thick you can barely hear it. I mean, it's like thick glass, or I guess glass. It's a poly, but anyways, yeah. And moving the body. Good luck with that. How would you like to do that?
So, and I just like I try to make eye contact with these people, and I'm just like, shh, to like they should know now that something is up, and just to give that sense that like, hey, we're on your side. Keep it mellow. And he's going to just, Deb is going to just pull by the feet, right? And just pull that body out of sight of the front door.
Okay, I am going to have to roll for this because this is a very physical activity. Let's just see.
That'll be a scramble, I think, yes?
I would say scramble. We'll scramble it. But this is this is risky but not desperate.
Okay.
Because you're in the perfect time gap while they're being vaccinated upstairs.
Right. And it may look weird that he's not there, but we can always see he's gone upstairs to be vaccinated. So I feel like we've got a pattern for this one.
Yes.
Risky, and I'm pulling with all my might. Do we get the bonus die?
Actually, you do.
Okay. The one.
For the plan,
six.
the plan. A 6! You don't know how you do it, but you do it. You manage to very quickly, move the body.
I'm not lifting, I'm
right,
just dragging.
You're dragging. His head thuds on every stair on the way down from this top platform here. And you drag his body up and around the corner. Let's do some new marking since Janice is not there anymore. We'll make this a little clearer for everyone. I'll mark where all of the bodies now lie. So this one, oops, no, yes, maybe, no. He's now over here, right up and around the corner.
Yeah. And I just want to pull the bodies that are in the opening bit. I want to pull them back there as well, so that if that 10th person is in the dock, when they come in, they won't see unconscious bodies and be alarmed.
Okay. Let's get rid of that one because he's not there anymore. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, you pull it up and around the corner. It's definitely just around the bend where nobody would see it. They'd have to physically walk around the corner. You definitely know the two on the exterior are already down. Excuse me. So you're good to go there. And actually, we'll just for the safety's sake, we'll set him a little further back. He's back there now.
And here's the question: is there a way for me to tell if that 10th body, and once I've moved them, I just say to Janice, because I know the other two up there, I'll just say quietly in the comm so you can hear. I'll say, they're all down here, but there's one unaccounted for. Just one more unaccounted for.
And the camera cuts to upstairs. 2 men walk in the room. Midge and Hanovi. They do the proper, they start kind of unbuttoning their sleeve and pulling and rolling their sleeves up. They don't talk to you. Yeah.
I don't talk either.
He kind of rubs
Hi.
his arm. Hi. This one's missing a lot of teeth.
Hi. Stick.
And as you put the second stick in, you hear a voice over the comm, that of Dev's.
Quietly.
You hear it, and it says there's just one more that's unaccounted for.
Sounds good. We're all clear here. You good? You good down there?
Yeah. Can you ask where the last person is?
I'm gonna hold up one more injection cylinder and look at these two guys and be like, there's one of you missing.
They kind of look at each other trying to figure out who it would be. They're like, no, John, no, he already went. Oh yeah, he was first. Yeah, what about Oh yeah, it's the maintenance guy.
Those damn maintenance guys. I look at Midge. I look back at him.
It's not a security person at all. It's a maintenance guy. He would probably be. They go, oh yeah, he hangs out in this creepy closet over there.
Okay. Sounds like my kind of niche.
Right there.
I'll finish sticking the guy and then head over to the closet.
And I'll do like the little iodine rub over it and tell him you
I didn't even clean the
Like,
area.
you
I just
know,
experience
stuck
some
Pop.
drowsiness in the next little while. It's nothing to be concerned about.
And they don't question it and begin to head downstairs. Midge, the door does say maintenance on it. Yeah, but you knock. There's a HUD comms type thing on the flat on the wall. A very diluted blue image pops up of a crotchety old man, missing teeth. He goes, "What?" What?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We were just looking for some wrenches, but I found one.
Benches? We don't have any benches on this ship.
No, wrenches. Wrenches.
Winches? I'd like myself a winch.
No, we don't have any of the. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I just kind of waved the wrench.
He's like really
in the...
close to the camera. You know, like...
Never mind. You have a good day.
And it goes, and it like blinks out. He's clearly of no threat to you.
No.
And is like, they probably keep him in this closet to keep him quiet.
Absolutely not. He's fine. He can
yeah.
he can live.
He can leave that poor man alone. Or
Someone's vicious
he's
over
actually
there.
the mastermind.
He could be looking through cameras. And he could be
That's
the
true.
brains of this outfit.
That's
We
true.
don't know.
But from mechanic to another probable mechanic, it's okay. It's okay.
Say that until he
From
kills
another
you.
mother.
Just keep telling yourself that.
Right now, he's just known as Witness.
It's true. And the two, Janice, you hear two more sets of feet, probably the same two that came to question you, exit down the elevator. You are in a very tight space with a very large woman as well as a very large safe.
Said safe is about to have an open door.
I
So,
had a feeling that was going to happen.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked, I tell you.
so what kind of like locking mechanism does it have?
Oh, good question. This is, it's going to have multiple locks. This is an intense security system. It will have a key. It has like a hard key that needs to go in it. It's more like a microchip of some kind that's like a key that unlocks the first phase, which will, drop out a screen that's going to ask for a code. Once the code is in place, it will release another set of mechanisms and locks, and then after that it is a hard click, 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 click.
All right, so I'm going to search Marge. So you got me saying Marge, Dev. Jeez.
Good job.
Sorry.
Good job, Dev.
I'm
Sorry.
going to search old Joyce's body for a key.
You find a ring of them. Of these kind of like long narrow. I imagine it's like if you took a thumb drive and removed the external casing. It's just like the circuit board piece.
Yep.
And there's a couple of them on a key ring. And you'll have to figure out which is the right one.
Okay. So with that, then, oh god.
Oh, good. Here it comes.
What can I use for that?
What do you want to use? You tell me. I mean, there are different. I can give you an option if you feel like it's outside of your skill set. Let's see. You could use. This would be technically the first phase would be hack because you are. You can try the key until you find the right one. I mean, you got a whole key ring of them, right?
So is this like there a door on this thing?
There's actually like a slot to start, and yeah, there will be a door on it. when you get to the open lock piece. But imagine it's like a giant cylinder and it's got multiple layers, and you've got to get from one layer to the next. So you could slot all the keys so you find the right one, and you do, and this kind of a small screen and keypad open up to you, which is when you will need to do the hacking, or you can just try to break it open.
Well, so I'll do the key thing to get to the keypad.
Okay, and you that's easy peasy. You just try it till you find the right one.
And then I'll try old Joyce's birthday.
You try old Joyce's birthday. Beep boop boop boop. And it slides around to the side, and revealed in front of you is a very large dial. It has a piece that goes one direction and a piece that goes another. So it actually has two locking mechanisms that have to hit a pattern. You would know as how it functions, and when it does, it will open.
Okay, so and is this is the lock that's actually part of the door?
Yes.
Okay, so I reach into my pocket. Well, first I scooch old Joyce out of the room.
You're gonna take her back into the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you do. You managed to roll old Joyce, and you've dumped her outside the door. She's laying there face down.
I go over the comm and say, "Are all the guards out?"
Trooper.
Dev says, "Yeah, they're all out, and yes.
Okay, hold on to your butts." I go back in the room and I attach the thermal detonator that I have to the door. Set the timer for like 5 seconds, and then leave the room.
You exit. The hydraulic.
And then after he sets it, then Dev says, "Hey, whatever happened to that one last and missing one? Did we figure out where that person was?"
Oh, he's the janitor. It's fine.
Where is he?
Well, he's in his closet, his office. He's got a camera that he can see, but I don't think he can see very well.
Okay.
Or hear.
Midge, do you think you can come down here and rig up the timing mechanism for the doors, or are you needed up there still?
Oh, I can do that. I thought you were asking me if he could do that, and I'm like,
no,
well,
I mean
maybe, but I don't really think so. I'm gonna ask him that, you know.
So at this point, you did drug the last one. Dev, you see the last two come down as you're having this conversation. They still have a couple minutes before they're going to pass out. They also are going to ask you, where'd he go? And they point to the guy that was in the middle.
He took a leak, I think. I don't know. He didn't tell me.
Oh.
I just look like I'm a bit incompetent.
Yeah, they probably buy it. They don't question having to take a leak. They know what that's like. And they go back to their post, which is in fact on the docks. So they begin headed towards that external door. This one here, where these two have passed out.
Well, they're not there anymore.
That's right. You moved them all.
I moved their bodies.
That's right. I forgot that. Yes. Let me actually mark that on the map so I don't forget.
Because there are no bodies for anyone to be alarmed by.
That's true. Yeah, you stack them all in a nice little bonfire right here.
And then I set them on fire. Nope, sorry.
Yeah, and then that's different game.
Character.
Yeah, okay. And and the camera cuts. They go out, and again, they get out there like, where did everybody go? As they pass through. And it's quiet once again. The prisoners actually play along when they come in. A few of them go back to their positions. They try to make it not look suspicious in any way.
Because they saw me dragging bodies, so they know.
They're interested in whether or not you're going to break them all out. What do? I'm going to give you a very short amount of time before a thermal detonator is going to go off in the safe room.
Oh my goodness, thermal detonator. And so I'm moving over towards the console of the control, and I say, okay, as I'm about to press a button, and I was like, okay, Captain, I'm gonna go and let out Choss, and because I figure we can have them now. Are you good with Wesley?
Is that to Midge?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking to Hanovi. Well, I
Not
mean,
Captain.
We haven't really talked to him yet, which we probably should do. Would you rather me stay up here or come down and rig this thing up for you?
Um, well, I suppose you can get yours out, and then when you're done, we just need the time release for the rest of the. I've marked out which ones we can open, and then I figured they could just take one of the other ships after we leave, and then anyway, I'm gonna. Is
Pretty
it
good
okay?
idea.
Oh, but I figured if we did that, then they'll look like a jailbreak, and it won't look like us.
That's pretty smart. And everybody's passed out, so they wouldn't know anyway. Well, unless they check the cameras. I can
But you-
fix that.
Okay, fix that. Yeah. Hey, is it okay for me to let him out now, or should I? Is that okay?
Yeah. Can you lock down the ship? You know, just in case.
Which one?
Our ship.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't really want anybody, just
Is this coming over our open
Yes,
comp?
it is.
hopping on board and.
Right, mate. I'm just going to point out that you're down there with a bunch of psychopathic killers, and you want to let them out, and you're all alone.
No, I'm just gonna let out one.
Oh, just one. Okay.
Yeah, we'll time. Well,
You said them.
oh yeah. So here's the thing. The captain is gonna go and let out most of the rest of them, the ones that are not completely psychopathic, after we leave, so they'll escape, and it'll look like a general jailbreak.
I love how Janice is probably doing this setting a thermal detonator.
Yes.
He's having this conversation, like, applying a thermal detonator to this
Right.
safe.
So, okay. All right. Yeah, that'll work, I guess. I'm really. I think this is such a bad fucking idea.
Well, but we won't be here, and then because people are gonna wake up and they're gonna be like, "What happened?" And they'll be like, "Look, everyone's gone, and they escaped in ships." Not us.
Provided the psychopathic killers don't kill them.
Well, we won't let them out. I did my research. I figured out which ones were serial killers. There's a guy here that eats people's ears. Not him. We won't let him out.
Right.
Because he eats people's ears. All the time.
Well,
We'll
I tell
toss
you-
the guards into the cell.
Yeah, I tell you what, mate. Let's sort of figure that out as we get ready to depart in just a little bit. We'll wait on this side burner that for a moment, and then
Right.
we'll go from there.
So, can I let out Choss now?
Should be fine.
Okay.
Tick, tick. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, gotta go.
You hear the sound of. Can I let Choss out? Yeah, sure. Tick, 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 tick.
I'm about to press the button.
The entire facility rattles. Rock crumbles from an open ceiling that is really just embedded into this asteroid. Janice.
Bloody hell! What button did you press?
I didn't press the button yet.
There
You sure?
is. I would tell you this. There's static. There's a lot of smoke that comes out on the top floor. Hanovi and Midge, you can barely like keep your footing. The entire upper floor rattles. There's been an explosion out in the main area.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Can we? So in this room, are we able to see down below if we lean over the edge, or is it?
Oh,
Is it separate kind
yes,
of thing?
yes, you would be able to see. So you can kind of see. Oh, hang on, let me go back to my map so I can point something out. You see that dotted line?
Uh-huh.
That dotted line is the upper, like, area, and it's open all the way down to this floor.
Okay.
Yeah. So this area here where I'm pinging is open down to the bottom down, but it's way down. You took an elevator up like 6 or 7 floors. There's actually like a giant pole or rod that runs up the center that all this like sits on.
I mean, we didn't rig anything to explode yet, did we?
Is that an explosion?
I don't know.
Right. Well, let's just say I gave old Joyce the most explosive night of her life. Things went a bit sideways.
Did you murder her?
I'm gonna be
No,
sick.
no. She is totally safe.
Okay.
And snoozing away. Yes, she's good.
There's smoke everywhere. Dev, the prisoners are going wild. Some of them bang against the cage. Some of them are rattling around like animals. They know it's coming. They're beginning to rile up with the ongoing knowledge that they are going to be free tonight. Some of them foam at the mouth. Some of them are races that you've never seen before. Odd creatures.
Yeah, rabies.
They're excited.
That makes Dev nervous. But he's like, okay, 19, yes, 2, 3, 7. He's just like going over the numbers.
Yeah,
of
as
this.
to not mess it up.
Yeah, like the numbers of the cells, not the person who eats the ears, not that one.
Hanovi's just patiently putting all the medical gear back into their cases, waiting on you fuckers to do your job.
Sliding it into foam, yeah.
I'm turning around immediately. Everybody else has got their own business to do. We need to get Wesley out. I'm going to proceed on the platform. Does it... It's hard to tell because it's a giant slug. Does it look like it's awake? Does it have eyes?
There's a comm pad on the side of this mechanism where like the code and everything would be put in. Mitch, it looks to have vital signs on it. It is alive, but it does seem to be in some kind of stasis, as if like a cryogenic stasis almost. Whatever this fluid is that they have it floating in seems to be keeping it that way.
Shit.
And it kind of, it's almost like if you were to put, you know, the way oil and vinegar, or oil and water, like, don't mix. It's like floating in this kind of blobbish kind of way, as the liquid and fluid around it keeps it together, as if, well, yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. I'm gonna look over Hanovi. You figure out the code for this?
No. Hack it.
Okay. I sit down, cross-legged, start getting all my shit out, plugging it in.
What?
Hope I don't kill this guy.
I come over the comms. Remember, try and use the old Joyce's birthday. See if that works.
Here's the thing: you're all in the same room because, in fact, Janice is outside the door. Everything is smoky on this back area. You guys can hear each other because Janice is here, outside the doors of the safe room, and you are actually here on the platform right next to the comms pad. There's this black smell of an explosion that you're 100% sure Janice said now. For what
yeah,
you
okay.
don't
So I'll try the number. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'll try old Joyce's number that we heard over the comms.
Boop, boop,
While they're distracted with that, I'm going to the safe.
Yes. You slide the door open, more smoke pours out. You type in Janice's, you type in old Joyce's number. It does work. It asks for a retinal scan.
Shit. We need her eyes! We need her eyes!
I love that Janice is like scrambling. None of us would stop you from opening the safe. We don't care. We just want to open this fucking door.
Right, I call bullshit. The captain really cares when I steal shit, so...
I only care if you don't pay me. My due.
Janice.
I nod and I'll go over to go get old Joyce. Like, I
Or
know
just her
she's
eyes.
with Janice near the explosion, so I'll just make my way over
Do you know
there.
the captain said she just needs the eyes?
Oh,
You hold her head up, I'll lean over and like...
Okay, so yeah, I would say Hanovi's strong enough. She's probably very close to Hanovi's size. She's not a small lady, and you are able to hoist her up. Midge helps you by opening the eyes, and it does a retinal scan. The screen says accepted, just in time for Janice to fan away the rest of the black smoke. Janice, when it clears, what you see is odd. There is some... You blew it open. There's something in here, but you're not exactly sure what it is. It's kind of round and spherical, and it has an opening in the top. And there's like a tube that seems to feed like up and through the safe into the ceiling. You're not exactly sure what that's about, but there's no treasure here.
Shittiest safe ever.
And we cut back to Midge. Midge, it opens, and what you probably thought was going to be a sliding door is not. A tube from the ceiling drops down. It proceeds to suck out Wesley.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Janice. In front of you, down the tube that's supposed to feed into this strange cylindrical ball, splats something on the floor in front of you. It's somewhat fleshy and large, and it splats a goo all over you as it comes out of the tube, and because you broke the safe open, doesn't quite slide directly back into the sphere.
Again,
It
your
has this...
Worst fucking heist ever.
It has this like triangular mouth. Now that you see it like slap onto the floor like a wet fish, that seems to be gasping like.
That's bad.
I think your slug fella, he's in here like gasping for air. We need to get him in this little bowl thing, I think.
Just like.
Hanovi, you like gross shit.
This is what I love about Janice. He's so helpful. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, he's just like, hey, someone else touch this?
It's like, oh, that's definitely not treasure. A one-of-a-kind spherical object that holds a ancient space slug. It's fine. No value in that. And as you say, Hanover, you like gross stuff or gross shit. The camera cuts downstairs to Dev. Dev, the comms has gone quiet after the explosion. You're not exactly sure what's going on. Janice keeps talking about something slimy. It got quiet for a while. We heard was the grunting of Midge and Hanover as they moved something heavy. And then, silence.
I look around a bit, and I say... And, like, there's clearly this, what's the word? Torn. Dev is clearly torn. He wants to open up 19 right now, but he's worried that if he does, then he will be distracted, and he wants to make sure that everything's taken care of before.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just sort of turns back towards Choss, and he sort of, like, puts his hand up on the wall, and he mouths because he doesn't know if they can actually really hear, right? He mouths, he's like, 5 minutes.
He puts both of his hands to the glass. You hear that, and he kind of looks at you with yearning eyes.
And I just say, "You'll be okay."
He kind of nods and some understanding, I guess. Yeah, an understanding. We're gonna introduce our first clock into this game.
Oh. Is this like how long it'll be before Wesley dies because he doesn't have...
He's a slug!
That's a different clock. And a much shorter
no.
one. This is a clock for how long the medicine's going to take to leave people's system.
Oh, Christ.
It's not
Shit.
permanent. It is not permanent. You still have time. The clock has just kind of started. They've just started being able to process their metabolism. They've been out for about 10 minutes. 10-ish minutes. Between the hacking and the moving of bodies and such.
And so
I mean, worst case scenario, we can put him in a room and I'll just rig up some carbon monoxide or something.
And Dev just says, are you all ready? Like, what's going on with Wesley?
Yeah, I've still got old Joyce like slung over her shoulder or some shit, and I'll be like, "I'm busy," to Janice when he says I like touching gross shit. And I'll start carrying her downstairs. My plan is to throw all of these guards into the open cell when Dev opens it to let Choss out. Mm-hmm. And then we can lock that, keep them safe when we let other people out, and keep them out of our way if they do wake up. So
okay,
that's what I'm working on.
All right. So the first step of that is, most of that seems pretty simple, and nothing that I think is outside of Hanovi's reach in terms of having to roll, unless you feel like there is something. But I would say, you begin the process. Who's dealing with? You said you're putting it in the container. Who's dealing with the slug?
Well, Janice, I think, doesn't want to touch it. So
I'll
I
deal
think
with
that's
the
gonna
slug.
be Mitch.
I think even in Janice's intellect, we'll phrase it that way, he'd be able to discern that it looked like the slug was meant to be put into this sphere. Like
Yes.
it'd be
It's very clear that it was meant to be its container, and when you broke the safe open, what you actually broke open was like the suction to put it in it.
All right,
Oh, no.
you big slimy bastard. Yep.
It's like
nice,
squirting like things out of orifices.
Nice to meet you.
Dying.
I'll get you in the little bowl in a second, and I'm totally just picking up the goo beast
Okay.
and trying to get him into.
It is not an easy task. It's not that it's heavy. but it's like trying to wrestle. Yeah, it's like
It's
trying
jellyfish.
like
So you said
Jell-O
the
into
magical word that I was hoping you'd say. You said wrestle.
wrestle. Yeah, it's like
Which falls under scrap.
It does. It does. Wrestling does. You can try to scrap this thing in. It's like taking a human-sized chunk of Jell-O and trying to put it into
Would you
a
say
basketball.
I'm desperate? Would you say this is
This
desperate?
is desperate because it's dying.
I'll help you. I'm there
Okay.
helping out with
Let's walk
Wesley.
on
And I'm
Uh,
covered in grease usually, so
what would
slippery
be
things are
the
fine with
outcome?
me.
So this is desperate. The outcome is going to be pretty standard, which is that you save it. You either
Right.
do or you don't.
So a bonus die from Midge helping. I'm going to push myself on top of that, and I'm going
Do
to
the
burn a gambit
gambit?
because I'm taking a.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we go. Hold on to your butts.
That's
But
my line.
yes, that's a crit.
Yes!
Wow. Okay, so success. Very much so. Tell me exactly how you wrangle this thing into. Here, I'll show you guys the die roll. Yeah, how do you wrangle it in? What does it look like as the two of you wrestle this into a basketball-sized sphere?
Well, I've got a little around my jumpsuit. I have a little leather apron that's got all of my tools in it, and that's got a little bit more traction than just hands or
Right.
clothing.
Okay.
So I've got the butt end of just kind of like
What?
almost like a cookie sheet, picking up the back end of it.
Right, and when we get it up there, why don't you like sort of position it like it's a funnel? Like we'll just funnel the goo beast into the little sphere. Yeah.
And this is what proceeds to happen. Both of you end up with this slimy viscous all over you through the process. And it does, in fact, like a giant grub or maggot, just like as it kind of just like slowly feeds itself into this thing. When you finally get the last bit in and you shake your homemade funnel clear of this creature and it lands inside of it, the top of the sphere closes up. It lifts up out of the hold, like turns on, and a kind of center light on it, a bright bulb, lights up, and it turns green. And you hear it say, "Thank you."
Right. Follow us, mate, and we'll get you out of here quickly as possible.
Do we need to roll him?
Yes.
No, he levitates. He's like levitating in
Oh, he
front
levitates.
of you. Mhm.
Oh, geez, Wesley, I got your. You didn't send it to me, but your manifesto.
Wesley cannot leave. It's too dangerous.
Well, we got a ship.
Ship or no ship, you will die if I go with you.
I'm not gonna. I mean, we're probably gonna die anyway. So get on the ship. There's a lot more. It's more complicated than. It's deeper than this. Okay, it's deeper than this.
Right, and we
need you.
We are some lucky bastards, I might say. So we've avoided death so many times I can't even count anymore. So I would say probably that your best chances of survival are on board with us.
Clearly, it computes all of this, and Wesley says, "Fine, but I cannot stay with you."
Okay, that's fine. We'll drop you off wherever.
And he like floats out into and towards the elevator. Hanover, you see all this go down as you finish prepping. The three of you plus Wesley ride the elevator down to the first floor. Dev.
This is the weirdest situation I've ever been in. I don't know about you.
The elevator plays music as you go all the way to the bottom, and it pings open, and as the doors slide open, Dev, you see three familiar faces and a strange spherical object that's about this big that floats next to your sister.
The minute I see them,
Wesley.
oh, I pull the switch to open up 19. And Hanovi's got like old Joyce on his shoulder.
Yeah. Okay. Hanovi's got old Joyce. Okay. Hanovi, she's getting restless. You kind of hear just like ever slightly as you like move her.
While we're going down the elevator and she's starting to get restless, I say very evenly and very calmly, to Midge. If she wakes up, I'm slitting her throat. Hurry up.
Oh my! Just knock her out.
Can't risk it. She can have a button, press it, and then everybody will know we're here. Can't risk it. We gotta hurry up.
Okay, let's go then. Hustle.
Tall and tan, young and
Young,
handsome.
lovely
Yeah.
girl from Ipanema.
Ipanema goes walking.
The door number 19 slides open.
And I just say, Choss, help me move the bodies.
He kind of he nods. He says nothing to you. He does not speak. He immediately gets to work. He is thinner than you remember him, frailer. You don't know how long he's been here, but you can tell he struggles a little bit moving the bodies. The Choss you know would not have.
Yeah. Because he was, yeah.
So
beefy.
where exactly are we moving the bodies? I thought we were just getting our shit and leaving.
Into the cell that Choss was in.
Into Choss's cell.
Okay.
I'm gonna
like,
sidle over to Dev and say, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be like, Janice, Midge, Wesley, get on the ship. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Midge, I need you for the timer.
Toss her
Oh,
into the
right,
cell.
timer. Right, timer. I'll hustle over there.
We're gonna get
Wesley
all
has
those
no
bodies.
idea how to get off this ship. He kind of
I point.
it begins just like floating, and it
with
floats
Janice.
Float over there and wait.
It does. It bumps into the doors that don't open for it, because it doesn't have a life form like detection. Yeah, like gunks into it, but it's like gunk, gunk. But it's over there.
Right.
Okay.
I just would like to point out that eventually these people are going to wake up and they're going to have questions about what happened to the medical crew that vaccinated them, quote unquote. And then what happens when somebody possibly, I don't know, because I'm sure there are things like this in this day and age, where people would possibly check the chemical balances within their system and discover that they were drugged.
The
This
none
is-
of us will be gone.
But this is why we have the other
I-
breakout.
Well, I got an idea. So we got the timer. All right.
Oh, I've got an idea.
What?
Let's just leave. Trust me.
No, but we should get the other prisoners out too. Let's set them to go after we leave, so that this way it's not just two really suspicious people broken out, but maybe like
Oh,
15 people broken out,
Yeah,
and they one of the ships, and then the people will chase them.
So while we have been running up and down this entire thing, I am very familiar with how ships work. Did I get an eye on where maybe some kind of like central power command, like electricity generation might have been centered?
To do what? To like shut the whole ship down?
No, what I want to do is when I rig this timer I'm assuming for the doors to open,
Uh-huh.
I want to also maybe send a surge through that might knock out some kind of camera system.
Oh, that will knock
As
out
well.
security.
Yeah,
Wipe that security camera footage.
right.
Okay. Here's what ends up happening. Midge, you realize that if you rig this thing to look like a fake power surge, you can also make it look like a malfunction in the security system, both in the cameras and in the doors for the
Doors.
prisoners. Here's the thing.
Okay.
To do a power
Uh-huh.
surge like that, they're all gonna open.
They're all gonna open if I do it, but it'll save our ass.
She can't rig specific ones and do the power surge, because basically the power surge will knock everything out, and once it boots back up, the whole ship boots back up. So doors are opening and closing. It would be a literal surge, which means you do risk some people being able to escape that you may not want.
Can we jam some doors so that they won't be opened? Because I can tell you which doors should be jammed.
That's an option.
We could do that.
And
Here,
how much
take-
time do we have to do that, though, mate?
You are halfway through.
But
I'm gonna
but all
toss
the
my
guards are in the
welding
cell.
gun to you, Dev.
Because all the guards are in the door, we can weld them first shut, so when they wake up, they won't be able to get out.
So, just as a pragmatist inquiry, right?
Oh yeah.
How attached are we to these murderous psychopaths?
Not a fucking bit, mate.
As you say that, they are
Right.
going nuts inside of their cells. Some of them are throwing themselves at the wall. They're banging for you guys to let them out.
So, like, I'm just, this is not Hanovi speaking, but this
Yep.
is me
Mm-hmm.
going through this
Yeah.
with the crew, right?
Yep.
We have a select few murderous psychopaths
Yes.
and then political prisoners, right?
Right.
Dev knows
Yeah.
which one's which. We've already discovered that. It's a lot faster for Janice
is.
to just shoot these people, and then we open up all of them and get the hell out of here.
I mean, it's true. It's up to you. Midge has no personal preference. She's got to focus on this. She's tossed her welding gun to Dev.
Yeah.
So y'all have your options. While they're doing that, I'm going to get to work on making this happen.
So out of character, it probably would be better to just shoot the psychopaths, not only because it's faster, but also because then they can't say anything about what happened.
And
Dev
they
is-
can't go kill people.
And they can't also can't go kill people. Dev is not thinking that way, but as a player, Dev is distracted, so he's easily maneuvered around in that
Good.
way.
So
Right.
Hanovi looks at Janice.
Just a
then
knowing look.
looks at the murderous psychopath and nods.
And like
While
Dev
you're
is just
talking
like,
about welding the doors, because that
right.
takes minutes.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. So,
And Dev is like, okay, remember, door 3, door 7, and door 11 are people who
7,
should not be let go.
right.
Dev, you feel a squeeze at your hand. It's Chos. You almost forgot he was there. He squeezes your hand, and you hear his voice for the first time in what? Years. Years. And he says, last time I remember, you weren't judge, jury, and executioner.
It's like, we're not going to kill anyone.
He looks over knowingly of the kind of person Janice is. Because there's actually a moment probably where all of you look at Janice and you look at Chos,
Right.
and you look at Janice and you look at Chos, and other than the extreme amount of facial hair that Chos has grown in, they are potentially body doubles for one another.
Knew it.
Chos says, he squeezes your hand again and he's like, we could just leave them.
Well, right, but here's the thing. If we reboot this system, all the doors will open, and that guy there, those people are serial killers, so we can't let them get out, so they might hurt people. So if we can go and block the doors, then when we reboot the system, they won't come out, but everybody else can leave.
Right.
He just kind of looks at you. He says, and then he nods to Janice. He says, he'll kill them.
No, he won't.
If I had a gun, I would.
Y'all got to make a decision. And I'm busy
She's
typing
like,
my...
go ahead and make
Right.
that hack
So,
roll.
all right.
We'll go ahead and have you make that hack roll.
I tell you what. So, why don't we get to a point to where we're going to release the ones that are the good ones? Don't worry about the power surge. Trust in me to make the right decision here that a lot of people don't want to seem to make. And we'll get our 2 people on board. I'll be the last to board and I'll handle everything.
Okay, but you're not going to kill them, right?
Oh,
yeah. So I won't shoot anyone, I promise.
Okay. Do you want me to go and jam the doors?
No need. No need at all.
Just get Wesley and Chos on the ship.
Yep.
Go on, Dave.
I'm still working on my thing.
Chaw says, I don't like you.
I
looks at you,
I
Janice.
don't believe him.
I'm-
And either way, even if he does kill everybody aboard the ship, they're still gonna have the log. So I still have that in the back of my mind. I still have to focus on this surge.
I look at him, I totally fainting. Oh mate, I'm totally bloody heartbroken. Really, I am. I've known you 30 seconds? I don't really give a shit.
He goes, you're flying with this guy?
Unfortunately.
All right. Should we make sure that the other ships are flyable so that the people can get out of here?
They're good, Dev. Just do what you gotta do.
Okay. All right. Choss, let's go make sure the other ships are.
All aboard the get the fuck out of here train. Come on, let's go.
Toot
remember-
toot, and a
You got 2
montage
minutes.
begins.
And Dev's just like, remember this. He lists out the names of the cells of the serial killers one more time, so you know which ones to keep in there.
3711.
Yeah.
I'm standing in front of door 11.
My
'cause it's
baby
the
brother's
furthest
so
away.
sweet.
3, 7, and 11.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank
Kenobi's just like
heaven,
looking
7,
through the
11.
glass at this Xeno guy going nuts.
Yeah, he's just like, and he's banging on, and you see 2 new sets of hands come out. All 4 fists begin like pounding away at the glass. So for Dot's understanding, the plan is to open the doors on cells 3, 7, and 11, which have all of the serial killers in them and the really bad people. Janice is not going to shoot them. But what is Janice going to do?
So Janice just needs to make sure that he's the last one aboard the ship.
Okay, great. Midge, have you timed these things to open?
I'm working on it. I haven't rolled yet.
Okay, let's get the hack roll and see how
Okay.
well you actually time this. And
I'm
time
gonna
is running
push
short.
myself. Yeah, I'm gonna push myself, and I'm also gonna take a gambit.
Yep. Are we out of
I'm
gambits?
This will be the last one.
Desperate, risky.
This is risky at this point.
Okay.
When you first start this, because this conversation's happening as you're like click-clacking away. So this
got
is
it.
risky. The outcome is standard because it'll be exactly what you want it to be if you succeed.
Okay.
And then you
2
can tell
extra
me
dice.
how you would like it programmed.
Okay.
Wow. All right,
4.
a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Force of
it's fine.
success.
Yeah, it's a success. I mean, you succeed at the programming piece. So start by telling me what you want, and then there may be some consequences.
Okay. I am sending a signal essentially out to their like IT infrastructure, essentially, just a simple line of code that'll be slipped in there that's going to overheat their PCs essentially. Where it's gonna overload them a little bit and send a signal to shut shit down and erase whatever happened in the past 15 minutes. Kind of like a Windows backup.
Okay, backup.
reboot.
Are you cutting just the last 15 minutes of feed? You guys have been here about 45 minutes.
Oh, 45. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So
about
exactly the
last-
amount of time you've like
yeah.
been here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I get everything right. Okay, so the goal is to like overload the PCs, and then the whole system will have to reboot when that happens, and it will knock out the last 45 minutes of security feed. That's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Last hour, because it's on a timer, right? So.
Well, yeah. I mean, last chunk of time.
Yeah, basically, since you have touched down on this asteroid, you
Yeah.
want it wiped. Okay. Anything else you want gone from the system other than the security feed?
Prisoner log.
No, because they're gonna have logs on. I know that they're gonna have logs on, for instance, like Chester, whatever his name is,
Wesley.
Slug. Wesley.
Wesley,
God,
the
I
slug.
could not think of Wesley's name.
You probably want to
Wesley
get.
and Jaws.
You might want to get rid of the log of us being here for vaccinations.
Yeah. Well, that one we had done. We'll do like a 24-hour reboot, essentially.
Okay, 24 hours. The last 24 hours.
yeah.
So
48. Let's make it 72.
we're just
How much
gonna
will you
wipe
give us,
these
Doc?
people. Why don't we just blow this ship up? Really? Let's just blow this ship
We
up.
don't
now.
exist.
No, but I mean, like a Windows reboot lasts
Okay.
24 hours.
Yes.
And if I can, I want to spend a second seeing if I can find the code that'll open these doors for just 3, 7, and 11.
You can.
It'll do it immediately, and you only have 2 versus 3. But
So,
fuck it, why not?
did we weld the doors shut? Did that happen?
No, that did not happen.
Okay.
Dev was going to, but then they're like, "Don't worry, we have an alternate way to do it that'll still make everything okay." And Dev was like, "Okay," because Hanabi's like, "It'll take too much time," and they're like, "Don't worry, we've got this." And I was like, "Okay." And since we're not going to murder anybody, so it's cool.
So based
Oh,
on the
my dear sweet summer child.
based on the 4 hack, this is what I will give you. You
Okay.
managed to get your timer and your overload surge set up correctly. Basically, what you've done
Okay.
is you put a virus in the system that's gonna disappear once it does its purpose. It's a time-based virus.
And Dev's on the ship, ready to go.
You can right now,
Okay.
based on the 4. This is the kind of like thing that doesn't go quite as you expected. The way that the system works, because it is a high-end security system meant for a prison, you can open one door individually. So you could go ahead and be like, psh, I release 3, psh, I release 7, psh, I release 11. Or you can hit the override button and unlock them all. The cells are programmed to only open one at a time, unless it is a security override to assure that prisoners don't escape. And you learn this as you're like hacking through. It's kind of like you're like, oh damn, these things are coded this way.
Okay. So if for instance I only undo one, that means the timer for them all to go off does not happen?
No, you mean the timer for all the doors to open with the overload? No, that's scheduled in the future.
That's still going. Okay.
That's still going. That is set. That is not changing. If you want to open anything prior to that, like you wanted to have a more controlled opening of just
I can either do one or I can do all.
Yeah, one at a time. You could choose to say, I open 3 and then I close 3, and then I open 7 and I close 7, or I open 11.
Okay.
Or you could just you can schedule it to open them all at one time.
That's too dangerous. I look over my shoulder at the big 4-armed guy. Is that what he was?
Yeah, he has 4 limbs.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, we'll open that guy's cage.
This is gonna be fun. Okay.
I know, that's why.
You code it in and you hit the button. You see on the HUD screen the map of the place, and that cell begins flashing red. You see a light above the door begins like, an alarm goes off. Cell number. Are you opening 3?
Whichever one.
That would be 11.
4-armed guy
11.
was
Okay,
in.
that's right, because you're saying next to 11. Yeah, it goes cell number 11. Prep for secure unlock. And it attacks Hanovi because you're standing right there. So it does reach out basically for like a wrestle, like all 4 arms, and it reaches for your weapon.
Shit.
Good, I don't have one.
Oh,
I just
perfect.
have my vibro knife.
Oh, perfect. So then it probably just like, actually, if you don't have a weapon, it would have noticed that by now. It's going to try to push past you and run for the exit. This creature does. So, is there anything you'd like to do, Hanover, or would you like for it to do that?
I'm going to murder as aptly as
I roll
possible.
for murder.
Great.
Yeah.
So it's going, like I said, it's going to push past you, so you would get some kind of attack in probably. But it's going to like push you to the side. So we'll just make these opposed checks. Excuse me.
Scrap.
2 opposed scrapsies.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pull up.
And like Dev's in the ship, and he's got everything locked down, and he's like got the engine spun up, and he's ready to go.
It's
and
like
everything's
puttering.
Gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Like he's feeling really good that the team is gonna get set it up so that the good guys, that the political prisoners are able to leave, and no badness will happen. Certainly no murder. It's cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. Right. Sure.
Do we have any gambits left?
We do not.
Do
Gambits
not.
are gone.
I'm using this one for the big.
Much appreciated.
Much
big
appreciated.
Bambino.
Now
I'll use
when it's
one
needed.
before this game's over.
All right. It's gonna make its scrap roll. You make your scrap roll.
Position.
This is all very risky. And I would say the effect of what it's trying to do is pretty limited.
How many gambits did we start the session with?
2.
2.
Okay, I generate gambits when I
Oh,
roll
you
on
did.
desperate.
He
Oh,
generated
so
one,
we
so
still
we
have
do
two.
have one.
No, I took 2 rolls, 2 desperate rolls.
Yeah, but you have to roll a critical success to gain that, don't you?
No, not my player ability.
Oh.
On my player ability, if I do a gambit roll,
if you make a desperate roll of any kind, you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then we
you
do
also
actually
generate
have 2
gambits
then.
on desperate rolls. Yeah.
That's true. So you okay? I thought it was when you critically succeeded on a desperate roll.
Nope.
So
So that means we have 1 left.
We have 2.
2.
2.
We're back up to 2. So we do have one for Hanover to use.
I would like to use one, and
Do
I
it.
have Wrecking Crew. When I spend a gambit in combat, I also gain +1 effect on that action. So mine would be standard, not limited.
Wow. Well, go for it then. He doesn't get any bonuses. Well,
Oh,
you're up. Let's hope you roll a 6.
Oh,
Here's the hoping.
oh, crit.
Oh, crit! Crit on crit. How about this? Because my character is actually at the disadvantage of trying to exit the space and push past you, I'm going to give you the benefit of telling me what you do to it.
I don't know here. I guess at this juncture, it would be one of those things. He comes barreling out of the cell and he grabs onto me with two arms to try and shove me out of the way. And I grab onto that arm as well. And like he takes that big step, you know, and tries to pull his arm and then doesn't move anywhere. Yep. And then he looks back. And I stab him in the head region with a vibro knife and collapse on top of him.
He goes down pretty instantly. He's still alive because his limbs flop about like something with extreme nerve damage. The blade sticks out of a very soft, squishy skull.
I've got his arm like up over my shoulder and a knee and his ribs, and I'm
it's like
twisting that knife.
Yeah, and it's
brain.
Like
if that's where his brain is, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know all Xenos.
Whatever you hit, I was about to say, whatever you hit is definitely some kind of nerve. It has lost control of its body. It seems to be dying. It is not dead yet, but it is unable to take action, we'll say. So you have successfully at least subdued it, and it's not out anymore. I'm guessing the button is pressed and door 11 closes and you hear it say, cell 11, securely locked. The light goes off above it. The flopping body of a four-limbed creature lays at Hanovi's feet. Midge.
Yes?
Would you like to do another one? You watch all this
good?
happen.
I like try to wipe something off my face and smear a lot more on it. Yeah.
All right. 3. Dev can't see. He doesn't know what's going on.
The voice starts again. The light turns on. Voice says, 3, securely unlocking.
You're up, Janice.
Right. What's taking so long? Because these people are going to wake up.
They're in a prison. They're in a cell.
True. They are. They are all in a cell. But they
safely, and they'll wake up and seeing us do this shit.
Fair. You've got number 3 to kill.
The door opens. Janice says, "You're like, what the hell is going on?" The door opens next to you, about 10 feet off.
There's no fucking way I'd be next to that door.
Okay, where are you standing? Help me out by telling me where you're standing.
I would be at the exit door towards the docks.
Okay. Then 3 would be, I'll show you. It goes around starting here as 1. So 3 is actually this cell here.
Okay.
So whatever it is going to run out like near the center, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yes, and 11 would have been on the opposite side of the room. Right. So let's actually mark those so that I don't get confused. Because I'm known to do that. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. There we go. Those are the ones that you guys are releasing.
Perfect little triangle.
I know. Look how that worked out.
So nice.
Somebody's
Triangle
gonna.
of death.
Space spell is coming. I can feel it. Okay. It runs out. This is a much smaller creature, Janice, than the one that Hanovi just manhandled to the floor. But this thing doesn't come running out. Instead, it scutters up the wall, and you can hear its claws like as it moves with an animal-like fashion up the side of the building.
I swear to God, Cap, if you open another fucking door, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
Its mouth like opens and it's like as it screams out into the space.
The best.
It's kind of crawled up and it's moving counterclockwise around the space. It's literally like walking up the walls like a cockroach.
So,
Oh my god!
Towards me?
Not towards you, away from you. It seems to be seeking an exit. It's going counterclockwise around the map.
It wants to escape.
It's trying to escape, but it chose to go this direction.
Right, mate, go up the elevator. Elevator's the way out.
It definitely can't understand you. It lets out another, like, very, saliva-heavy, like, as its mouth splays open 4 different directions. And it scutters ever quicker. It does, this is the elevator here. It has no idea what an elevator is. but it is a life form, and the door dings open as it gets nearby, like it's a cross on the wall with the cell, and as it dings open from the motion sensor, you see it open its mouth, and it spits a thick black fluid that eats through the wall of the elevator instantly and hits the actual control panel in the center. It burns straight through it.
Okay,
All right.
it's time to
You
go.
gonna, you
Slap the
gonna shoot
laptop
this fucking
shut.
thing, Janice?
Pack
Time
up.
to leave. Time to leave. Let's go.
Time to go.
It does
Time to go.
jump towards the elevator. It did scare it, basically, and it spat on it. It's just enough time for all of you, to run?
Yep.
Yeah,
I love
we're
that
headed
you
to
guys just
the
left
the
this-
ship.
Just shoot the fucking bug.
That's what I'm saying. But
Shoot the fucking bug, Janice.
I've got a plan. Let's just go.
And
just go.
off you go. Janice, just in time, in fact, as you go to exit to see that, of course, old Joyce, with the highest constitution of her entire crew, she didn't get to be top pirate for nothing, is awake before everyone else. She's kind of groggy, and she's trying to, like, pick herself up off a very smooth, clear wall, like, transparent wall, and her face is, like, against it, and she can see you, and she makes eyes at you, Janice. She sees you, and one hand reaches out, and you think you see her mouth. Please come back.
Ooh.
She's in love.
Bye. Bye, Joyce.
And the door closes behind you, leaving all the prisoners except for one encapsulated. And as you guys go to exit, you hear a scream from inside of the space. That of an old man who has come down to see what the ruckus is about.
No.
Come down the elevator.
He has come down the elevator to see what the ruckus is about, and there's a probability
la,
that he
la,
got,
tenure.
and he's like, what? The Sam Hill? And it's a hot mess up in there, but you can hear it, the chaos
murder.
begin to ensue. And then something you did not expect. Boo! 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 Lights start going off. The old man must have hit some kind of security alarm, because this creature is out of its cell and inside of somebody else's. The camera cuts. We move to the third portion of our heist. The transport.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I need somebody to roll 3 dice. 3d6.
I'll do it. I'm
You're
the
the
captain.
captain.
Actually, it would be
Girl.
4d6. I'm sorry.
I'm
For the
going
base
as
one and
being,
3 extra.
as being the last person that's going to be boarding. There's an action that I'm going to take. So
Okay.
if this is something that needs to take place before that action or after, I need to know.
Yep. This is just to see how we set up for the cut to the transport process.
Okay.
Oh, 3 sixes.
I'm the devil. I'm the devil.
Nice. Nice. Yep.
Janice, what action would you like to take? That's incredible.
In your face, Dot.
Wow.
So as everybody's now on board the ship, I pull out my pistols, Pain and Suffering, and I say to him, armor piercing. As they switch over to armor piercing the rounds that I got from the planet.
They make a noise as they shift.
And I unload rounds into the fuel tanks that are at the dock.
All
as
right.
we go to pull away.
As you go to pull away. The doors are like closing up as Dev is lifting the ship off. You blow the armor piercing rounds and an explosion happens. With the 3 sixes, as we cut, we see the exterior of this asteroid. A large chunk blows out of the side of it as it propels the Cerberus forward. It shoots out, actually, I guess successfully.
Very Millennium Falcon out
Yeah,
of the Death
very
Star
Millennium
type of thing.
Falcon type thing, as you burst free of the blast radius just in time, and it launches you into space. You don't know if the alarm is still going off or not, but not seconds later, as you look back through the hatch of the ship, you see the lights that are now showing as if you've like blown open the side of an anthill almost, like flicker and go out, and then promptly come back on. It looks like both the explosion and the overload happened. even though half of the bases or half of this asteroid is now missing.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
What? Like, and Deb is like in the middle of pilot mode because escaping explosion. Not looking back. You just leave the explosion. Trying to keep the ship under control and make sure that we dodge any other pirates because there's been a huge explosion. But he's like, what happened back there? What's going on? As he's trying to, fly stealthily and swiftly and avoid explosion waves in space.
You look over to see Teddy, but you don't when you ask that question. Instead, there's actually a person there that responds to you. Teddy has been set on the dash. Teddy's still in the space.
Oh, God.
In the seat. Nobody panic. Teddy hasn't gone anywhere. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Teddy is there, but in the seat next to you is actually Chas. And he has hands on the co-pilot wheel. And he leans over and says, "What the hell are you doing?"
We're getting you out of here.
I didn't ask for anybody to rescue me. I'm supposed to be dead.
We're getting you free.
He hangs his head and he says, "I'll never be free."
Look, I know you didn't do whatever it was they said you did. I know that was some sort of... I know that they must have lied about you, or... I looked through all the footage. I looked through everything, and I figured it out. I know what happened. You felt bad about what happened before, and you wanted to make it right, but then they wouldn't let you. The High Mafia, so they must have tried to do something bad, and then they framed you.
How do you know about the High Mafia?
It's a long story, but I know that you were there because you did the right thing. I know it.
I was never supposed to leave that place. Who hired you?
Oh, no, we went there to get out Wesley. It's just that Mr. Hyde, he got information and somebody wanted us to free you. Mr. Hyde?
Yeah.
This is Chas. Mr. Hyde got the thing so that we could free you.
I'm drenched in Xeno blood.
What happened?
It got messy.
Chas goes pretty silent as he hears that you're supposed to be delivering him, and he's like, "Dare I ask?"
Deb didn't say that because Deb didn't know that.
Well,
you do know that.
Then that was part that he needs to be taken at least to.
Yeah.
And he says, "So dare I ask where we're going?"
Away from here.
I say wherever the hell we're delivering him to. I had it written down, but I don't have it.
It's the big...
It's the shopping planet.
Yeah, the shopping... Yeah, the space station. The Black Market Space Station. And he says...
So your friends have got us to get you out, I think.
Right. My friends. It's a long, long flight. Do you have any alcohol?
I think Mr. Deadeye does, but you're free though. We got you out of there. I didn't even know you were in there.
He simply pats you on the head, saying that you have the ship under control as you're now on some kind of cruise that's leading you on the correct navigational path towards this large station. He kind of pats you on the head gingerly. His hand kind of runs down your cheek, and he says, "There is no such thing as freedom." And he turns and walks away. You hear his heavy feet dragging down the hallway as he seeks his own vice. And this is where we end tonight.
Oh, can I do one thing?
Mm-hmm.
One thing.
Please.
Midge is pretty pissed at this point. As we get on the ship, she's visibly angry at the sight of the explosion. And once we're all settled and safely on into space, sis, do me a favor and revoke Janice's privileges for the time being.
Janice's privileges have been revoked. He has only access to his own his own sleeping quarters.
Thanks.
Right, if
That's
you
it.
really wanted to piss me off, mate, it would have been locking me out of my quarters where the alcohol's at.
I guess that's true. She can't lock you out of your own quarters,
know.
but she can lock you out of everything else.
It's like getting grounded with your game console. It's like, oh
Bedroom,
no.
yeah.
Oh,
And
Mom, what are you gonna do?
he does bump into you, Janice, as you hear this over the intercoms. Man shoulders you, your same height. It's like looking in a mirror. He simply looks at you and says, I heard you had alcohol, and I could use a razor.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I do have alcohol.
Right.
But yeah, how about you not be a dick and just say, like, could I please have some alcohol?
Right. Could I please have some alcohol?
There we go. That's a good little shitty version of me. All right. So I go over to the cabinet and pull out a bottle of whatever I have handy.
Yeah.
Obviously the fucking cheap shit.
Yeah.
And give it to him.
And he takes it. You see him pop the cork with his teeth. He spits it off to the side. And he begins like chugging it as he sits down in the main area, the kind of mess hall common room that you have. And you hear Sis come overhead. She says, navigation trajectory Astrius terminal. Travel time 3 days and 2 hours. And the camera cuts to the Cerberus, making its way through empty blackness. Small pieces of asteroid float off in the distance that have been exploded from a private military base, a private military prison. And on board is Wesley, the great hacker, and Chas, the great racer. And your ship floats towards the Astrius terminus, and we'll pick up here next week.
Clinging to the side is a bug.
Shoot her! Shoot her!
Awesome. This was fun tonight, gang. Well done.
Is this where Dev inexplicably for no particular reason decides to get in his underwear and then walk to the side space to get in the suit, and then it turns out the bug is in the airlock and then he must shoot it?
You're wearing underwear that's several sizes too
too
small.
small. No one knows why.
Oh, man. Well, let's quickly go around because I know JB's got another
I do
show.
not.
Oh, you
It's
don't?
every other week.
Oh,
Every other
perfect.
week.
Wonderful. This is a
Nice.
good week then. Okay, perfect. I was afraid we were going to run a little over
Oh,
for
you're
you.
fine.
Perfect. Well, nonetheless, we're going to go backwards of the way we introduced everybody. So that would be, Jason, you're up first. Tell us who you are and what you're up to, where we can find you online.
Yep, Jason T, D&D DM from Twitterverse, talking all things TTRPGs and D&D. Yeah, had a blast this episode. This is great. I love the whole
Blast.
the whole yeah. I didn't even mean to make that pun. So I love the whole mechanics around plotting a heist with this system. I think it's fantastic.
Me
I think
too.
Evil Hat has really locked on to something that hasn't been grasped in the industry yet, and I think they did a really good job with it. So
I totally agree. I think they also set you up for what I love is like you don't have to use every piece of what they give you for like heist planning.
Right.
So like the clock is kind of an optional thing, and I had considered using it early on and then decided to just wait till it was like the ample time. And
Yeah.
I thought the countdown for the drugs leaving the system was really perfect for that. Just like little things. I completely agree with you, Jason. It's a great heist system.
But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm talking a lot lately about D3 at Sea, which is a sort of a 5th edition focused gaming cruise. And we will be having all sorts of celebrity DMs. As right now, we've got B. Dave Walters locked in place, Eliza Teague, Little Red Dot. Huge announcement coming in about 48 to 72 hours of another DM. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And hopefully in the next 48 to 72 hours, 2 major sponsorship announcements that will involve amazing swag for the players that come.
Nice.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay, sorry, moving right along. That makes it Trooper. Tell us who you are,
Oh.
where we can find you, sir.
I am Trooper SJP, and you may find me at Trooper SJP on Twitch, but Academic Foxhole on Twitter. And, I do the streaming and the whatnots. And I am certain that, because I know we were like in a heist that seems dangerous, I think the most dangerous part is going to be these 3 days on the ship from here to the terminal. That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's going to be the most danger. That's all.
You've got a
Most
very
danger.
long travel time.
It'll be fine.
At least
It'll be
your
fine,
ship's fixed.
Ship's fixed, but I don't know. I just feel like there might be some tension. That's all. I thought.
Is there enough alcohol?
Hmm.
The hard questions. Moving right along, Adelaide. Who are you? Where can we find you online?
I'm an enigma. I
Wrapped in a turkey, in a bacon, in a duck.
I'm a turducken. Yeah, I'm a turducken. I am Adelaide on everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I picked up streaming again recently thanks to JB. It's really pointless. I'm not a very good streamer, but I play games sometimes. You got me streaming again.
Good.
So I got plenty of shows going on throughout the week. Some more coming up, including with JB, and fun times. I'm ready for next week.
Fun times. Me
Ready
too.
to
I'm ready for
bitch out
next
my
week too.
teammates,
I'm ready for next week too.
except not Dev because he's an angel.
I feel like maybe they lied to me. I feel like maybe something bad
We did.
happened.
We did lie to you a little bit.
Or
What
it could have been an
Janus-
don't
accident.
know
Janus
can't
did
hurt
not
you.
lie. Janus did not lie.
Maybe there was an accident. JB?
I didn't shoot anyone. Even when told to, I did not shoot anyone.
It's actually true. You did not. You did
It is
not
true.
shoot anybody except for medicines into a lady's hiney.
But it was consensual, so it was okay.
Stick her with the pointy end.
Moving right along. Gosh, JB, where can we find you online?
I was gonna do this big time out and drop all the color out, and then it's fine. Hi, I'm JB. At Drop the Die on Twitter is the best and practically only place you can get me to reply in a timely manner. So head over there to check out all of my tabletop RPG stuff, specifically D&D 5e. I write a lot of stuff for that. It's kind of what I do these days.
It's kind of awesome. If you guys want to take a peek at some of that, you can actually go check out last Sunday Fun Day, where we used some of it. It was really great. It was a very handy little thing. I actually used one of your prompts, too, for the game.
Aw.
I know. It was so great.
I couldn't tune in because I'm a slave to my own designs.
That's okay. I understand. I got played the other day somewhere, and I was like, I can't be there. I'm sorry. Awesome.
You can also, the other big thing that I'm doing right now is every other week, right after this game, you can find me on the Venture Maidens live stream, where we're playing through Descent into Avernus, and I'm playing Lord Roland Belrand. And it is very bad on my voice, but he got to say the grime and the folds, talking about two people having sex in an alley last week. So if you're up for that and grime and folds, head over to Venture Maidens.
So here for that. I'll tell you, next time, remind me, we'll raid them directly the next time when we end the show, so that I forgot to do that last time, and we'll raid them and send them straight over.
Are you sure? Because you said you were going to last time, and it said that you hosted a raid.
Oh, it did say I hosted a raid? Okay, then I didn't forget. Then I'm a much better
Because
person than I
Celeste was
thought I
like,
was.
yay, she did it.
Okay,
I
good.
was
Perfect.
there.
Okay.
I know, she said
You
she
just have to
would.
keep reminding me which nights are which so that I can remember to do that.
Yeah,
Speaking of
so
rating,
did
we're
we.
going to do that in just a second. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Dot. This is the channel, The Dot Lot, which is completely funded and made possible by all of you. So thank you for your support tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to bring a friend next time, because watching things together is more fun. And if you want to become more involved, there are multiple ways of doing that. You can always join the Discord, which is where everybody kind of chats. It's a safe community. There's something there for everyone. You can also simply follow. It's a non-monetary way to make sure that the channel continues to grow and that people see what we're up to and what we're doing. And last but not least, we are about to head to go do an after show. After shows are made available to the Patreon specifically, where we talk secret things and meta stuff that you just don't get to see on screen in our short little 2 hours. So if you want access to those, you can go join the Patreon and do that. And thank you all so much, and we will see you guys this time next week. Same time, same channel for more Purloin Code, and we'll see how their 3 days in space pans out. Because I have a feeling it's going to be more drama-filled than a heist.
The angst is proceeding.
The
Here we
angst
go.
is proceeding. Until next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.